Good evening, everyone. All the viewers who are here already. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a peace sign. Give me anything that you can. Those of you who are, can you hear me loud and clear? Because I see 9 people waiting. Hello, everyone. Okay, last 60 seconds for people to join in. Once they are in, I will start the session. Before that, could you please tell me where you're from? I'm from Bangalore, Karnataka. Where are you from? Anyone? I see almost 15 people being there. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Good evening. Amravati, AP, and Vijayawada, Andhra. Okay, great. All right, it's 4:31. I guess I should start my session. If people like to come in, they're always welcome. But I would go ahead and start the session because it's already 4:31, and this is a 1 hour session. Guys, let me tell you what is going to happen in this session. We are going to discuss the frequently asked questions, and we are going to tackle about of course, we are going to tackle the techniques that can be put in to ensure that you have a smooth and a clean HR round. Okay, that is the purpose of this video. Every day we will be sending. We will be having a session like this from 4:30 to 5:30, 1 hour. 1 hour only, because you will need a book. Okay, we're going to help you with a book, give you a book. It's free, you can download it. And once you have downloaded it, you can sit down and you can work on yourself. Okay, however, I will teach you how to use this particular book, and we will start off with a few questions today, and we'll make sure that we cover as much as possible. So this training could happen from 5 to 6 days continuously every day at 4:30. You're going to be seeing me, and I will be here explaining questions, giving the possible answers or the probable answers to those HR questions. And more than anything, I will make you think as to what your answer should be, because HR round is personal round. It is all about you, so you need to write your own answers to ensure when you go to the interview, you don't fumble, you don't get scared, you don't get nervous, so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So to start off with, um, we all of us are scared of interviews, aren't we? We are scared what the HR is going to ask. We're scared whether we are going to pass in the interview. We're scared what if at all we get rejected in the interview. We get scared because just looking at the interviewer, sometimes we don't know what to tell. Sometimes it so happens that we know the answer for everything, but we still are unable to express. Why does this happen? This happens because you don't have trust in your own self. There is no faith, and also there is no preparation. How many of you really think that you're worthy enough to get an engineering job? Raise your hands. Give me a peace sign. How many of you think that you're worthy to do an IT job out of the 33 people over here? Now make the 36. You can use the chat window and let me know. Nandini, Likita, Venkat, Varun Simha. You know why people are scared of interviews? They are scared of interviews because they haven't prepared. Just like your resume, your interview questions also, you listen to what your seniors have done. All right, copying, pasting. But have you ever thought about answering the question yourself? What should be the answer? How is this question relevant to me? Guys, I'm not here to give you gyan at 4:30 in the evening around uh, to and make your life miserable. I'm here to check whether you are ready for the interviews which are going to start in a couple of days. Like, especially majority of your interviews will be online interviews. So are you ready? Are you there to do it, is the question. Okay, anyway, uh, what I would like to tell you is, please stop. No matter how much I say, you will still be conscious, you'll still be scared because it's your first interview. But understand this, an interview is nothing but an exchange of information between two people. One person needs a person to do his job, and the other person needs a job to sustain his life. So these two people sit and talk amongst each other. What do you know? What do you know? And then finally, whatever happens, it happens because both of them reach to an agreement that I can pay you so much, will you do this work for me? That's all interview means. They just want to know what are your capabilities, what are, like I said, every interviewer is always expecting three C's. What are those three C's? Confidence, capability, and common sense. All right. These are the three C's that every HR is looking. When I say confidence, you need to be sure of who you are. When I say common sense, know what you're talking. When I say capability, it completely depends upon your education. All right. So these are the three things that every HR is looking for in a person. Now, what I want to ask you is, uh, do you know your life? Do you know everything about your life? Maybe some fourth standard, fifth standard. You remember all the things that has happened to you. You remember all the things that you've done, right? If yes is the answer, then why are you scared? Because even in the interview, it is going to be the same thing. They're going to ask you questions based on two things: one, the resume that you've written; two, the answers that you give, which is completely about your life only. They will not ask about anyone else's life. I am sure about it. Okay, so I request you guys to first start treating an interview like an interview. Do not give it more importance than it deserves. All right, so please treat interview like an interview. All right, and why do you get nervous? The second point is because there is lack of preparation. How many of us have sat down and written what should be the answer for tell me something about yourself? This is a common question. Every company is going to ask this. So, have you planned your answer? Have you sat down and wrote the answer? And then have you discussed that answer with somebody and got an approval? Is my question. I am assuming no. So, what we are going to do is we are going to discuss some of the commonly asked questions and think about the probable answer. Okay. The whatever you find in the document today is not the answer, but you need to come up with the right answer. You need to come up with the sustainable and a trustable answer because it is your life. Understand? Okay. Now, let's get into the session of personal interview. First, we will have the guidelines, okay, as to how to use the book, and then we will directly jump into the questions itself. Guidelines: all the questions are not mandatory in the interview. So, all the questions which are here, they are not mandatory. Questions listed here are a compilation of various interviews. So, this particular question paper which is here, it's a compilation of various. The model answers are mere suggestion, they aren't the answers. So, some of the questions have a model answer. Do not give that answer because you will get caught. We insist that you answer the questions on your own in the given area. When you download the book, please practice. It is been advisable that you get your answers verified by your mentor or by your trainer. So someone has to check your answer and say whether it is right or not. Please use positive insights as examples wherever required. Anywhere in your life, kindly make sure that you talk positively about yourself. Ensure you find answering these questions at least a week before your first interview. Please make sure that the book is full and you have written and rewritten and revised your answer before your first interview. Do refer to the document a night before your interview. Don't read it, don't by heart it, just glance through. Just make a note of the main points in your head. If some of your answers didn't work, make corrections to the same for future reference. You've written some answer, you went to the interview, you gave that answer, it did not work out, so you will have to come back home and update that answer as to why that answer did not work. Remember, it works if you work it. Your participation here holds the prime importance. All said and done, if you do not put in the effort that is required, there is no point in us doing this. Clear? All of you? Okay. So let's go to question number one. Can everyone see the question on my screen? Can you tell me what is the question on my screen? What is the question on my screen? Very good. So tell me something about yourself. You come, you walk into the interview room, cabin, you sit down, you hand over your resume. The HR takes 30 seconds to look at your resume, and then he or she will tell, go ahead, tell me something about yourself. Most of us start off with myself, Akshay. I am studying engineering here. Is that is that wrong? Yes, because you used myself. It's never myself, it is my name is. Okay, so go ahead, give your introduction if you want to, but understand your entire academic qualification, your achievements, everything is already with the HR. So it would be better if at all you talk about something which is not there. However, you can also say a quick review on your interpersonal skills. You can talk about your interpersonal skills, workshops attended, and your learning competency. A small bit about yourself as a person, your likes, your dislikes, most memorable moment, greatest accomplishment. These are the various things that you can talk about. You can even talk about your project. You can even talk about your internship. What did you learn in the internship? And 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 if you look at it, if you have at least 6 to 7 main points, and if you write only 2 lines per point, let's take seven. Seven twos are 14. To complete 14 lines, you might need at least 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. So within the first half of the meeting, within the first 5 minutes of the meeting or the interview, you already have the person's attention. So what else do you need? So what are you supposed to talk about? You can talk about your interpersonal skills, your communication skills, the workshops that you attended and what you learned from there, your learning competencies. Do you like challenges or not? Some bit about yourself as a person, likes and dislikes, most memorable moment and greatest accomplishment, etc. It's not only this, you can talk anything under the sun. All right. Did we understand the first question? I request everyone to have a pen and paper handy so that whatever I am talking over here, you can make a note of it. Does everyone have a pen and paper handy? Give me a thumbs up if you, and also tell me, can I go on to the next question? Did you understand the first question? For the book download, I'll give you the link later on. Chirag, great. I'm going to move to the next question. What's your passion? If it's engineering, then go ahead. Tell engineering is your passion, and also tell them the reason as to why you find it so passionate. You got inspired by your dad, by your uncle, by your mama, by your mother, elder brother, anybody. But if you are interested in engineering, then go ahead, talk about engineering. If it's not engineering, make sure your answer will not affect the interview. Don't say things like, I so badly wanted to be a chef, but people gave me engineering. Now, what to do? Neither am I chef nor an engineer. All right? Don't do that. Do not cling on to the fact that you were not able to continue your passion. Talk how you are trying to do various activities to find it. Do not answer negatively. Lean forward while answering the same. This is a positive body language. Okay. So, whenever they ask you about your passion, it is something that doesn't let you sleep. In the quotes of Mr. Abdul Kalam, he says, dreams are not those that we see with our eyes closed. Dreams are those that never let us sleep. All right? Exactly. So, what is your passion? What are you really, really passionate about? You can talk about it. Third question: what is success to you and how would you measure it? They are basically trying to understand, are you materialistic or are you spiritual or are you emotional? Share your views on what success means. Tell them, according to you, what success means. It could be like going in an airplane, taking a family in an airplane, going outside the country with the family, or buying a bike, constructing a house. It could be anything under the sun. All right. So give your definition of successful and who, according to you, is successful. What makes you think, uh, no, what makes your thinking would make you successful? So basically, how, what is success and how do you measure it is the question. So the day I earn my own salary and buy my own car, that day I would feel I am successful. The day I go out of this country, that day I feel successful. The day I go out of this country and get a job and settle down over there I am successful. Clear? Next one. What is your greatest fear? Uh, I want all of you to please make down. I want you to note down a couple of things. Fear is different from uh, fear is completely different from your negatives or your weaknesses. All right. You can be scared of anything. You can be scared of not getting a job. You can be scared of spiders. You can be scared of not having the right kind of company. You can be scared of anything on this earth. But whatever you say, please make sure you give an appropriate example to it. That is the main criteria. Okay. So, whatever your fears are, go ahead, talk about it, but give valid examples as to why you are scared of them. What makes you angry? Model answer. Nature of the question is to test your threshold. Example: corruption, getting bullied, inappropriate acts like bribe, rape, etc. Do not make it personal. Let it be general. All right. What makes you angry, sir? People who tell me lies make me angry. People who do not work in the team make me angry. People who do not listen to what I say make me angry. When you use words like this, it shows that you're not a team player. Okay. So make your answer as generic as possible and stick to it. All right. I hate pollution. I hate people who create pollution. I do not like people misusing the natural resources. Anything that you want, you can go ahead and talk about it. All right. Just remember, you need to give examples. What have you done about it? So, what have you done about your fear? The nature of the question is, if you don't have anything like talk about laws, rules, protests, or why, or would try to rescue if you were a witness to an event. Okay. So, you can go ahead and talk to them about how you've been a witness, or you can talk about the rules. You can talk about how you're trying to overcome this particular uh, uh, weakness, which is anger. How are you trying to overcome it? Okay, that is most important. Okay, now how many of you want to want a little bit time to go through all these questions and ask any question, ask any doubt? We have reached question number 10 already. How many of you did not understand what is being said and you want a revision? Give me a thumbs up or talk something quickly. Okay. So I am going to I'm going to continue with the question. How do you deal with criticism and failure? How do you deal with criticism and failure? I work on it and become better. I would take it positively. I would take it positively as they have pointed out my loopholes. I will not dwell or mull on it for a long time if I find it inappropriate. All right. So uh, when it comes to failure or when it comes to criticism, how do you handle yourself? What do you do to make sure that uh, you you do not take it negatively? What people want to see over here is how do you handle a feedback? If someone tells you that you're wrong, how do you handle it? So ideally, when someone is giving you a criticism, what you need to do is take it in a positive mode because they're telling something which is going to help you, and try to analyze it. Check whether what that person is saying is true or false. Check whether what that person is saying is being applicable to you or not. Check what made that person give you that feedback, and if you really think it is what you did was wrong, go ahead and change yourself. If you think it was not wrong, then you just ignore whatever is being told. All right. The same answer holds good over here. I will work on the feedback which is given to me and become better. I would take it positively as they have pointed out my loopholes. I will not dwell or mull on it for a long time if I find it inappropriate. So if it does not apply to me, I don't worry about it. Simple as that. Any regrets? Would you like to change it? What is the model answer? My past has been the reason for whatever I am today. I'm happy with it. I do not wish to change whether it was good or bad. If you have instance to change, go ahead and talk about it. Remember, your answer should not contradict your resume or your previous answers. Okay. Usually they will ask you a question. In your past, is there anything that you would like to change and why would you like to change? All right. Uh, I personally, if you ask me this particular question, I will not change anything in my past because whatever I am today is because what how my past was. But there are some of us who have endured some really, really tough phases. And if you want to talk about it in an interview, and if you think you will not cry when you talk about it, go ahead, talk about those things uh, that you would like to change in your past. All right, and how it's going to help you in future. Work or family, choose one. Now this is a tricky question. All right, this is a very tricky question. Work or family, choose one. If family comes first, I will definitely, if you are a person who's going to say family comes first, I will definitely abide by the rules of the company. I choose family because I am the only person to take care of my family, and I can help my team members if I can take the help of my team members if required. If you choose work, you can talk about how your family and siblings or neighbors have taken care of the situation, and you will let your immediate superior know about this just in case there is an emergency and you have to leave. All right. So both the places, what you are saying is you are not you're not keeping quiet. You are not telling that someone is right or wrong. You're just giving your opinion. All right. And while giving your opinion, you do not have to be scared about it. All right. So we completed around 13 questions. Now, wait a minute. Let us do 15 and then I'll give you something. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? In fact, the model answer. In fact, I'm comfortable either ways, but I prefer working in a team because each and everyone has a different point of view on the problem, and while working as a team, we can come up with most effective idea for a given problem. Or if you like to work alone, talk about how you will always be a team player, but adapt yourself with your teammates. Okay, basically, they want to know what kind of a person you are. All right, they want to understand what kind of a person you are. And if you are a person who just says yes, I'm a very good team player, or do you mean it? Okay, so the answer to this question has to be something on these lines. All right, if you prefer working alone, tell them why you prefer working alone. If you prefer working in a team, then again tell them why you prefer working in a team. It is completely up to you. Okay, last question for the day. What type of people annoy you? Don't write my name, please. Just joking. What type of people annoy you? Gossip mongers, time stealers. Time stealers are basically people who come and take you away when you're doing something. People who ill treat others, etc. Explain how you stay away from such people, still maintaining acceptable social interactions. This question will be asked because they want to know how will you react if someone in your team is not up to your expectations. All right, so give an example, tell them what kind of people you don't like, but also you need to be very careful and tell them I might not like them, but then if they are in my team, or if it is like something that I have to work with them, I will never back up because I will keep my personal feelings aside and my professionalism aside. All right. So at office, I am no longer a social person, and in a social circumstance, I'm no longer an employee. All right. So these are the 15 questions for today. Now, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go through that 15 questions for which I will give you the link. Give me a moment. Okay, here is the link for the drive where you will be able to download this book. Okay, I want you guys to go through the first 15 questions that we just discussed. All right. I want you guys to go through the first 15 questions and then ask me the question that you didn't understand, or let's discuss. Remember, it's only those 15 questions. Till you are okay with it, we are not going to proceed. All right. So, quickly use the chat box and tell me first, download it, look at the book, look at the first 15 questions, and look at the model answers, and then ask me if at all you have any doubt. I would love to clear it. It's just that you'll have to do a little faster because we are left with around 25 minutes. How many of you were able to download the book? Please give me a thumbs up. Were you able to download the book? Likita says, Aditya says, David says you could download. Great. Now I want you to go through those questions. Lokesh also was able to download. Very good. Is it okay to have no regrets? It is absolutely okay to have no regrets. But when you say I have no regrets about my past because I have learned from it and give an example as to what you learned from your past, it is not at all a wrong answer. Any questions? Now, those of you who have downloaded, I want you to write the answers for every question. Just go, if not write the answers, you can write the answers tomorrow. But I want you to go through all the 15 questions and then or rather go till page number 15 and then tell me if you did not understand anything or ask me for a answer, or if you have any questions, please do ask. Rajwal says yes. All right. So let me start asking you questions since you don't have any questions for me. So for question number one, what are the different topics that you can talk about? Kindly put it on the chat window. What are the different topics that you can talk about? Well, for the first question, tell me something about yourself. What are the things that you're going to talk about? Or what are the things that you can talk about? Go ahead, put it on the chat screen, and I'll let you know. Yes or no. Sir, I have a doubt. Okay, what should I call the interviewer? I mean, by name or sir? Aditya, it's better you call them sir and ma'am. If they ask you to call them by name, then you can call them by name. It all depends upon what they ask you to call them. Tarun Gopal, what do you mean by our bio, hobbies, and interests? Tarun Gopal, what do you mean by our bio, hobbies, and interests? Should it have something that isn't mentioned in our resume? Vinil Raj, it is better that you talk about something which is not revealed in your resume, something positive, but you are not able to put it on your resume. That would be an interesting way to break ice and start a conversation. Points we include about tell me in yourself. Okay. You talk about yourself, your interests, your hobbies, and what else will you talk about? Tarun Gopal, don't you think since it is a technical interview, you have to also talk about your projects and your internships? I am understanding that, or rather I'm assuming that most of you are just reading the book. It's okay, read the book, but then it's also better that you clear your doubts. And that's exactly why I'm doing only 10 or 15 questions. So technically, let me look at Syed Bashir. Sir, is there, if there are three interviewers in a panel, then is it okay to greet all at once than greeting individually? You can greet all the three at once. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Or good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely right. You cannot take each and every person's name and wish them, because in the first place you won't even know it. Okay. Sir, what should we do with the handshake and eye contact when the interview is held online? Look at the camera. Look at the camera. And since it is an online interview, how will you do your handshake? You cannot, right? You cannot say hi, hello, how are you, and all. You cannot say, because it's a professional interview. So you just wish them. If it's a panel online interview, just wish them and then start talking. Sir, our projects and internships are mentioned in the resume. Should we expand on it? Not necessarily. Not necessarily you need to expand on it, but then you can talk about one point about your project and internship to bring them back, because you'll be talking about your achievements, you'll be talking about your participation, you will be talking about your personal life. So to bring that person back, to bring the interviewer back to the interview, and to make sure that they still go ahead and ask you questions, you can talk about your project. Sit what? Okay, sir, what about the attire? Wish, where is it? Tarun Gopal, the attire has to be formal. No matter what, it has to be formals only. Even though it's an online interview, the attire still has to be formal. You can talk about your personal hobbies like drawing and art. No problems there at all. Vinil Raj question was, can I include my personal hobbies? Yes, you can. You're most welcome, Tarun Gopal. Ram Kumar asks, Sir, please send a PDF for practicing aptitude questions for interview. Ram Kumar, right now we have come up with only for soft skills. Soon we'll be sending for aptitude questions also. Prajwal, sir, is it okay to mention about the ongoing internships? Yes, it's completely okay to talk about your ongoing internships. Sir, if they ask about future plans, is it good to mention about future study plans like MTech or MS? Lokesh, no. You never talk about your those questions are there in the coming lines, all right? What do you think about your future and all? But since you asked right now, I'm going to answer your question that no, you do not talk about MTech, MS and all. Anyone else with any other question? Okay. While leaving the interview, how should we greet them? You just tell them, thank you for the opportunity. You just tell them, thank you for the opportunity. What if they ask exclusively about your future plans? If they ask exclusively about your future plans, tell how you are going to stay and stick with the company, learn more things, and grow in the company. Because no one would like to know that the person is ready to leave on in the interview itself. So to avoid that situation, please make sure you talk about how you're going to take up more responsibility in the company, how you are going to learn the new technology, how you are going to implement it in the company for the betterment of the company, and how you look at growing within the company. That is what is expected out of you. Vinil Raj, did you understand? David, any more questions? Okay, great. Okay, great. So, if there are no questions, can I summarize all the 15 questions once again? Sir, would it give bad impression if we give lengthy answers or explanation? No, it does not give a bad impression, but at the same time, do not talk more. Talk how much is required. And again, do not give one word answers or one sentence answers. Sir, how long should the tell me something about B? Okay. David, it has to be around maximum 5 minutes. You need to talk for 5 minutes. Basically 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes continuously, without saying without saying without saying, without scratching your head, without looking upstairs. If you can do that for 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes, absolutely great. Sir, my stream is triple E. Currently, I'm unable to complete my project, but I have an idea on what I have to do. Can I keep? Can you write that on your resume? Sumedha, yes, you can talk about that particular project, and you can also talk about how it is still in the incubation stage. Incubation means that you're still thinking about it. There is still a lot of ideation required, and it is still growing. The idea or the project itself is still growing. So, Sumedha, you can go ahead and you can talk about your existing project or the project uh, that you still haven't completed. Okay, shall I go ahead and summarize all the 15 questions that we just spoke about? Okay, all right. So let's get back and let's finally summarize the entire question. Tell me something about yourself. Please do not start with myself. It is always my name is. And by the way, your name will already be there in the resume. So do not start off by your name or your education. There are so many other things that you can talk about, some of which are listed over here. Second question, what's your passion? Okay. Uh, whatever is your passion, as long as you're dedicated towards it, something that you've been doing from your childhood and even now you're doing it. You started playing badminton in your childhood, you continued playing in your college life, you continued playing in your engineering also, and you have represented the state, the district, the taluk, the country. Go ahead, talk about whatever your passion is, but do not talk about it so much that the person himself say, "Arey, why am I destroying this particular person's life? This person wants to become a sports person or a singer or a dancer. I will not give them a job." Okay, so you can talk about it, but don't dwell so much into it that you lose out on your job. What is success and how would you measure it? See, success is different to each and every person. For me, having a McLaren is success. For someone else, having a Ferrari is success. For someone, having a Lamborghini is success. So, what is success according to you? When do you feel that a person is successful? And how will you measure your own success? Okay, the day I have built my house, my mother and father are there, I have a good family, I have my kids, everything is settled, that day I will feel successful. So this is according to me. All right, but what is it according to you? Your greatest fear, your fear is different from your failure. Please do not get it mixed. Failure is different, fear is different. What makes you angry? It's better that you keep this on a political level or a current affairs level, like rape and or social evils, because of the impact it has on the families, and if at all it has happened in your family, you can talk about it. All right. So, but do not uh, again, do not make it so personal that the person gets scared to hire you. All right. So basically, tell them that I get angry, but I also know how to handle it, and tell them how you handle it. Next, what have you done about it? How have you done to adjust your anger? All right. How have you done? What are the things that you do to make sure that your anger is in control? over here you can talk about reporting an incident to the law, or going on protests, or you can talk about how you try to rescue somebody if at all you are a witness to that particular incident. How do you deal with criticism and failure? Please give a positive outlook to this answer. You deal with criticism and failure positively because you look at what can be improved and you improve in it. And if at all it is something that a person told which does not apply to you, after thinking about it clearly, then you ignore it. You don't feel bad or you don't feel hurt. Any regrets? Would you like to change it? See, this answer usually is dependent on person to person. uh, if there is anything that you want to change in your life, go ahead, change it. If not, tell I'm happy with whoever I am today because of my past, and I don't regret anything. Choose work or family. It's completely up to you. If you think you are not a doctor, so you cannot save, I rather stay in the company, inform my manager that there is an emergency in my house, I might have to go anytime and do your work. That's also acceptable. Or if you say, no, no matter what I do, I earn for my family, so I will take the help of my team members, inform my manager, and I will leave immediately. Even that is a acceptable answer. The only thing what they want to see is how do you handle it? Do you become emotional, sit and start crying, or if there is a problem, or do you logically think and find out solutions? So they want to see if at all you are a complainer or you are a person who gives solutions. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? However, you prefer, tell them with an example. You guys would have done projects, college artwork, college shows, stage shows within the team. So tell them what you learned about working in a team, good or bad. Tell them, and then tell them why do you prefer working alone or in a team. Last question: what type of people annoy you? Uh, Annoying people are everywhere. All right, it's just that you need to find it. So do not say that I hate these people. These people are so bad. And at the same time, I would also like to tell you, boys, you commenting on how the way girls are dressed in an interview is more than an error. It is a disaster. It is a blunder. Okay, and women, you talking about men, all men being cheap is also a disaster. All right, this, how do you what type of people annoy you? The question is very simple. So you tell what kind of people annoy you and leave it at that. Don't add. I don't like people who ask stupid questions. I don't like people who just walk into my private space. I don't like people who do not understand the seriousness of a situation. All right, so how do I handle it? I either move away from that situation or I keep a formal relationship with them. That doesn't mean they are my enemies, but I will not gel with them socially. But if at all I have to gel with them on an official level, I would. Okay. Next question. Okay, so the 15 questions are done. Anyone with any more questions? Sir, what is the maximum time to take before answering a question? Prajwal, it is not more than 5 seconds. 5 seconds. All right. Everyone understood? Everyone is happy? So I am going to stop this live session here. Tomorrow again we'll catch up at 4:30 to look out for the answers for the next 10 questions, and so on and so forth. This will continue till we finish the book, and we have also answered some of your questions. Okay. So always at 4:30, be ready. There is going to be a session of mine. Um, okay. Still confused about work or family? What are you confused about, David? Can you write your confusion in detail and email it to us? You can log on to our website and you can email it to us so that I'll be able to give you a better answer, David. Or we can have a one on one session. All right. See, David, the answer to your question is if you choose family, give them a reason why. If you choose work, give them a reason why. As simple as that. There is no more explanation to it. All right. On that note, my dear friends, I will be winding up the session for today. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for coming in. See, David, usually no one will ask you to work when your family is in trouble. Okay? 99.9% of the times when uh, you have a family emergency, they will ask you to go. In the interview also, you are going to tell the same thing. It depends upon the situation in the office. Because I'm not a doctor, I cannot go home. But if it is something that you have to go home, then you have to tell them that you have to go home. As simple as that. You do not have to prove anything to anyone, David. All you have to do is tell the right kind of answer, I mean, which is your right kind of answer, and give a reason to it. Okay? Great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for attending the session today. I had a great time interacting with you. Hope you also had a nice time talking to me. Let's meet again at 4:30 tomorrow evening, same time, same place. Please do subscribe to our channel. Please do click on the bell notification so that you get a notification every time we update something and you can look at it and learn. All right. So take some time today, read those 15 questions and try answering them too, so that it will be helpful for you. Do not by heart or do not mug up the answers. It's not a good sign. Okay. So take care, my dear friends. Have a wonderful evening. See you on the other side. Ciao.